says, how do you pronounce his name? Daquan. He's never heard that pronounced. And I mentioned to him, and I'm quite familiar with your mother, so she probably found this in a unique way, a collaboration of your parents. How do you pronounce your first name, and what is the meaning?
Oh, you said it right, Daquan. There's no meaning. She just made it up on the fly.
Okay.
At least that's the story I get told.
So you did mention that you are into promoting small businesses, particularly retail businesses. And I also am aware that you too are into not only marketing, but designing and from an AI standpoint. Can you elaborate on that as well? Because the world is seeing AI now almost as a villain. How do you see AI in your business?
Oh, AI is not a villain at all. Through every industrial revolution we've ever had in history, people have always villainized whatever the new technology is. But if we look back at history, we see that every time there's been some sort of new technology, all it did was create more jobs and create more opportunity to make life easier for everyone. So I believe that's the direction AI is going to eventually go into. Most of what I advise people on is that it's about augmentation, not automation.
Okay.
You can't remove the human element because human beings relate to other human beings. We connect with other human beings. As much as people might want to believe that one day we'll walk into a supermarket and see a bunch of robots stocking shelves, I don't think that's going to be a beautiful customer experience, and I don't think people will gravitate.
To the folks in our listening audience, as you are aware, many of you who are tuning in, this program reaches not only our national audience, but an international market. And today, Daquan, I'm so happy to have you here. So first, tell us who's Daquan.
Daquan is a father first before anything else, and then a man and a business consultant second. I'm a son. I'd like to believe I'm a leader. But what I do professionally is I'm a consultant for small retailers, helping them figure out, those steps that lead from being that kind of small startup business to becoming an enterprise.
Awesome. And what you can provide us with.
Sure. Main thing I do is help people figure out how to make the best decisions for their business, because your business is really just a result of the decisions you make. So after we figure out all the necessary steps, the basic steps, which is like figuring out your processes, filling out your SOPs, that kind of stuff, then it's about how do we give you the right tools and information that you need to make quick decisions so that you can move at the speed of the market. Because unfortunately for small businesses, what ends up happening a lot is there's a lot of agonizing over a decision that needs to be made and trying to figure it out all in your head, and that just stresses you out more, burns you out more. If you have numbers, and I always say that insights make decisions easy, data makes decisions difficult. So if you have the numbers that give you the answer, then business just becomes like a point and click kind of thing. So I want that.
How does discipline play into this role?
Oh, if you're undisciplined, you can't do anything.
Okay.
Nobody wants to be around the undisciplined people. Nobody wants to work with the undisciplined people. Everybody loves working with the guy who does exactly what he's going to say when he says he's going to do it and gets it done. And that's all discipline. If you don't have that behind you, then you're already lost in the water.
Does your organization, your company, provide the introduction as well as the development of these businesses?
Yeah. So the first step is always about figuring out your strategy and your plan. Once we figure that part out, then we can talk about maybe financing and figure out how we're going to finance this big plan. Then we get down to the nitty gritty of how do we actually implement the plan.
Wow. Daquan, is there anything you want to say to our audience before we go into our first break? Having said all already.
Focus on the human element in your business because it's important. Human beings want to connect with other human beings. It's not all about AI, and ChatGPT is just the first iteration of what you're seeing. You're not seeing anything yet.